Some experiments were so cruel, they changed human ethics forever. Throughout history, the pursuit of knowledge has sometimes led humanity down dark and disturbing paths. Some of the most significant advances in medical and psychological ethics were born from experiments so cruel. They forced the world to question the very price of progress. Today, we're opening a chapter of history that's often left in the shadows, to understand how these events forever changed the rules of science. The early 20th century was a time of great scientific ambition, but it lacked a crucial component, a universal code of ethics. This absence was thrown into stark relief during the Nuremberg trials after World War II. The world was horrified to learn of the brutal experiments conducted in concentration camps. These weren't just isolated acts of cruelty. They were systematic studies on human beings, treating them as mere subjects. In response, the Nuremberg Code was established in 1947. This was a landmark moment, a set of 10 principles demanding voluntary, informed consent from all human research participants. It was the world's first major attempt to say, "Never again." Yet, even with the Nuremberg Code in place, unethical research continued, often hidden in plain sight. In the United States, from 1932 to 1972, a study was conducted in Tuskegee, Alabama. Researchers wanted to observe the full progression of syphilis, so they recruited hundreds of African American men who had the disease. The men were told they were receiving free health care, but they were never informed of their true diagnosis, nor were they given penicillin when it became the standard cure in the 1940s. They were deliberately left to suffer the devastating effects of the disease, including blindness, mental health issues, and death. When the story finally broke in the press, the public outcry was immense. This horrific betrayal of trust led directly to the 1979 Belmont Report in the U.S., which established 3 core ethical principles for human research: respect for persons, beneficence, and justice. The world of psychology was also grappling with its own ethical demons. In the 1960s, a social psychologist at Yale University named Stanley Milgram conducted a series of obedience experiments. Participants were told to administer what they believed were increasingly powerful electric shocks to another person in a separate room whenever they answered a question incorrectly. The person being shocked was an actor, and the shocks weren't real, but the participants didn't know that. They could hear screams of pain, pleas to stop, and then silence. Despite their visible distress, a shocking number of participants continued to administer the shocks simply because an authority figure in a lab coat told them to. The Milgram experiment revealed a terrifying truth about human nature and the power of authority, but it also inflicted severe psychological stress on its participants, many of whom were horrified by their own actions. The ethical backlash was fierce, leading to stricter guidelines on deception and emotional harm in psychological studies. These are just a few examples from a long and often grim history. From forced sterilizations to unethical studies on orphans and prisoners, the path to our modern ethical standards is paved with the suffering of unwilling participants. These events forced us to create robust systems of oversight like institutional review boards or IRBs, which now review and approve all human research to ensure it is safe and ethical. They remind us that the quest for knowledge must always be tempered with compassion and a profound respect for human dignity. The shadows of the past serve as a permanent warning. The greatest discoveries are worthless if we lose our humanity in the process of making them. Cruel experiments didn't happen because people didn't know better. They happened because some lives were considered less important. If you want more shocking history explained, subscribe to the channel.